students, how are you all? I hope that you all are fine, fit, healthy at your home. I am Gayatri here, your science teacher. Welcome you all again to the science online videos. Students, as you know that we are taking online classes. Okay, so what is the thought of the day? Means we are going to start our day with the thought, as you know. So thought is work hard in silence and let the success be your noise. I repeat my thought, work hard in silence, let the success be your noise. Means we have to work silently and the noise should be of success. Yes students, exactly. This should be the thought in your mind. Okay, now let's start with today's session. As you know that we have already started with chapter number 4, that is heat flow and temperature. We have completed many of the topics. In yesterday's you have seen that we have done with the practical application of heat insulators. So for today's, what are the topics we are going to cover in this session? I am going to tell you this. So for today's sessions, what are the topics? First, we are going to do the discussion of activity 4.6, 4.7, then convection, then why convection is not possible in solids. So these are the topics today we are going to deal with it. So are you all ready to take today's class? Yes? Okay students. So students, as you can look on page number A42, in which two activities are given to you. Activity 4.6 and activity 4.7. First we are going to discuss about the activity 4.6. Okay students? So first look on the board what I have written over here. Aim means you know that when we are going to carry any experiment, any activity, in that case what we need to write? We need to write aim of the activity. So what is its aim? To prove that water is a bad conductor of heat. In this activity what we are going to learn? We are going to learn that we want to prove that water is a bad conductor of heat or not. Okay. So what are the materials to be required? When you are carrying this experiment or this activity, you are required the following things. Okay, like a test tube, you need one test tube, Bunsen burner, ice cold water, small bits of ice, wire gauge, iron stamp. You require all these materials. Students, now we will read from the book that what is the procedure or what are the methods to be followed when we are doing this activity. So are you all ready? Yes? Okay students, now open page A42. To prove that water is a bad conductor of heat. This is your aim. Material required, a test tube, ice cold water, small bits of ice, wire gauge and iron stand, a Bunsen burner. These are the materials to be required. Okay. Now what are the method? First step, you are going to take a hard glass test tube. First we are going to take a test tube and in it drop a tiny piece of ice, in which we are going to put a small piece of ice in it, in test tube. Then wrap in copper wire gauge. Then we are going to just wrap with the copper wire. Fill 3/4 of test tube with ice cold water and clamp it and an iron stand. As you can see figure 4.13, it is shown in your book that when you are taking a test tube, you have to just put a small piece of ice in it, then add 3/4 of ice cold water, then with the help of clamp, you are going to place it on the iron stand. Is that clear? Next, once you have done with all these things, then you have to do what? You are going to heat the test tube with the help of Bunsen burner. Very true. Heat the test tube near its mouth with the help of a burner. It is observed. Means now what are the conclusions we are going to draw from here? Students, what you are going to observe when you are going to heat the test tube with the help of burner? So observations. What are our observations? You are going to observe the water near the top starts boiling. जो पानी the test tube पे जो पानी ऊपर होगा वो what it is going to happen? It is going to boil and steam is given off freely. Steam is given off freely. Okay students? And from this observation, what the conclusion you are going to draw? The conclusion is the iron, small piece of iron which you placed in the test tube, it does not melt. It does not melt. This shows that water is a bad conductor of heat. इससे हमें पता चल जाएगा कि water क्या bad conductor है heat का. Is that clear? Now we will read from the book. So students, the observation you are going to underline in your book: the water near the top starts boiling and steam is given off freely. However, ice placed below doesn't melt. When ice which you placed inside the test tube, it remains as it is. It doesn't melt. So this shows that water is a bad conductor of heat. As the heat supplied to the water is unable to melt ice, you can observe, you can see that once you are just heating the test tube heat करने के बाद तो ऐसा होना चाहिए कि ice should be melt, but ice doesn't melt. This shows that water is a bad conductor of heat. If the water is a good conductor, then definitely the ice will melt, but it is not happening so. So it shows that water is a bad conductor of heat. Is that clear, student? This activity is clear to you? Ice cold water is used so as to prevent ice from melting by taking heat from the water on the surroundings. Why we have taken ice cold water? So that ice will remain as it is. It doesn't melt. So this shows that water is a bad conductor of heat. Student, this completes your activity 4.6. Now we will do activity 4.7. As you know that we are carrying the classes not in the labs. So once the school will reopen, then we will definitely do all these activities which are given in your book. Okay students? So now we will move towards next activity. Next activity, activity 4.7. It is again on the same page, A-42. Okay students? So what is the aim of the activity? To show that air is a bad conductor of heat. In the previous activity we have studied about the water is a bad conductor of heat. But in this activity we are going to learn that air is also a bad conductor of heat. So what are the materials to be required? We required an empty test tube, wax, a cord, an iron stand, a Bunsen burner. These are the following things you need for this activity to carry out. Now, what is the method? So I am going to just read from the book. After this I am going to tell you. Just take a hard glass tube and in it place a small piece of wax. अब हम क्या करेंगे? We are going to take a test tube and in the previous activity we are going to put a piece of ice, but here we are going to put a piece of wax. Clear? Cork the mouth of the test tube and clamp it on an iron stand. You have to just use cork. Cork होता है एक wooden का बना हुआ piece होता है that you have to just put over the test tube. Okay. Then we have to clamp. With the help of clamp, we have to just place it on an iron stand as shown in figure 4.14. As you can see in the figure. So students, as you can see, this is a test tube. Okay. And we have put a piece of wax inside this test tube and just fitted a cork upon it. Then the whole test tube is consist of air. You can see below the test tube there is a Bunsen burner. Bunsen burner is there and this is a flame. When you are going to just enlighten it, the flame will come and this hard glass test tube. This is the iron stand. You can see that with the help of clamp, these two clamps, we are just placing the test tube on the iron stand. Now what we are going to do? Are you just able to understand this apparatus, that how the setup is ready for this activity? Once your setup is ready, then what you have to do? You have to just heat the test tube near its mouth as shown in the diagram. अभी मैंने आपको diagram दिखाया and there we have learned. It is observed that in few minutes what you are going to observe? You are going to observe that cork blows off and wax does not melt. So what happened? The cork just come out from the test tube. Okay? And wax does not melt. और जो wax है, it remain as it is. Observation. So what is its observation? The cork blows off but wax doesn't melt. Students, the cork will come out of the test tube and we are going to learn what is its reason. Okay? So the reason is mentioned in your book. Just go through it. The reason is that air on receiving heat near the mouth of the test tube exerts pressure. You know that the air is inside the test tube. Once you are going to just heat the test tube with the help of burner, then what happens? It exerts a pressure in the test tube. Test tube पर एक pressure exert करेगा and with the help of this pressure, the cork will come out of the test tube. The cork will come out of the test tube, as you can see in figure also. And this shows that cork will come out due to the exertion of pressure, but wax does not melt. So we can safely conclude. We can give the conclusion that air does not conduct heat. So air is a bad conductor of heat. Is that clear? Students, very easy to understand that when you want to just prove that what is a bad conductor of heat, for this we are taking a piece of ice. But when we want to prove that air is a bad conductor of heat, here we are taking wax. Okay. So when you do these two activities simultaneously or trying to understand alternatively, okay, then it will be quite easier for you to understand. So this is all about the two activities. I hope that both the activities are clear to you. Once we are going to perform this activity, it will be more clear to you. Okay students, now we will do our next topic, that is convection. Students, this is the definition of convection. Okay, it is a key term. So what is a convection? The process of transference of heat, means there is a transference of heat in the material bodies. In the material bodies due to the actual movement of the particles of the medium. Means in the medium, when there is a movement of actual particles, when the movement start moving freely, so the heat start transferring. So its definition is clear to you. The process of transference of heat in the material bodies due to the actual movement of the particles of the medium. Okay students, so now we will read from the book that what is new for us to understanding convection. Okay, just go through this page number A42. The convection phenomena is given to you. The phenomena due to which particle of a medium actually move to the source of heat energy and then move away from it after absorbing heat energy is called convection. Students, it's a very easy phenomena to understand that what happens, then the particles of the medium just move to the source of heat. Once it is absorbed, it will move away. This process is known as convection. So convection can take place in which cases? It can take place in liquids and gases only. Why is it so? Because the particles are free to move about it. Because the particles, we know that in liquids and gases the particles are not tightly packed. They are loosely packed, so the particles can move. And according to the definition, we know that heat transference can take place only when the actual movement of the particles going to take place. So that's why convection takes place in liquid and gases. This is one of the phenomena to be understood. After this, exception is mercury, which gets heated by conductor as it is very good conductor of heat. If you get the question, name a liquid which doesn't show convection, so you are going to write down mercury, because once it melts, it shows conduction. Now students, what you have to understand more about convection, that why convection is not possible in solids. Here it is written, why is convection not possible in solids? Right now I have told you about that convection only occurs in liquids and gases. Now the question is why convection is not possible in solids. So students, we have to understand the reason. The reason is the molecule of solids are held strongly. As you know that this is the binding of molecule in solid, right? So the molecules of solid are held strongly. You can see there are no space to move. So the molecules of solid are held strongly due to intermolecular forces, because all these molecules are exerting intermolecular force. Okay students, so the molecules are held strongly due to intermolecular forces, as these molecules cannot travel to the source of heat, as these molecules do not have space, so it does not move at all. So these molecules cannot travel to the source of heat energy. That's why convection is not possible in solids. Is that clear, students? I am going to repeat once again that the molecules in solids are tightly packed, are very strongly packed. Okay, so the molecules of solid are held strongly due to the intermolecular forces. Okay, as these molecules cannot travel to the source of heat, so convection is not possible in solids. Is that clear, students? Why convection is not possible in solids? You may get question as a reason based. Okay, for checking your conceptual, that whether you get the concept or not. So just go through this question also. This question is really very important. Okay, students. So this completes today's session. Now I am going to give you the homework, and later on I am going to tell you how you have to do this homework. So students, today's homework you have to do both the activities 4.6 and 4.7 in science notebook, and these activities are given on page number A42. Okay, students, you have to do this homework. As you know that I am giving you the homework on the regular basis. What you have to do? You have to do this homework and the previous homework, but you have to submit all these work along with your question answers. Once we will send you the PDF and you are going to write down question answers, then only you are going to submit chapter 4 homework. Is that clear, students? So you are just do on your regular basis, then we will tell you when to submit your file. Okay? Okay, students, this complete your today's session. I hope that you all have understood what I have taught you, and you also enjoyed my class. So thank you, students. Have a good day. Be safe. Be healthy at your home.